All right. Thank you for meeting yourselves on your end. I really appreciate that. We want to make this as simple as can be, and hopefully that'll do it. Like I said, we're going to be talking about some of the leading from the front presentation slides I gave during last Saturday's virtual conference with FFS. And so I really hope that you were all there. If you were not there, you're going to get to hear a few of the things from me. Not a lot, but a few. Now, as I was mentioning, we're going to go over some first things first. I first want to let everybody know I'm back. This coming Monday will be my first Monday really focusing on the business. For the last 2 weeks, we've been focusing on my daughter and her pregnancy, being high risk and everything. We were doing a lot of things with her that kind of pulled me away from some of the things I wanted to do. But the baby did arrive, a big boy, 10 pounds, 4 ounces, just this past Wednesday night or early Thursday. And so I just wanted to let everybody know that I am up and running again. And so in case you were wondering where the hell I went, we've been focusing really, really on the baby a lot, but the baby's here now. The second thing I want to talk to you about today is something that's really near and dear to my heart, which is leveraging technology to position yourself, not just as a producer, which again, if you want to be just a producer, I'm glad that you do it with us, and I thank you for that. But I want people to have what I refer to as perpetual success and perpetual income, meaning that you get paid every Tuesday and every Friday, every single Tuesday and every Friday. And one of the things in our industry as professionals is how professional do people really see you. And so anyways, we've been talking about a lot of different marketing techniques, and one of my favorite ones revolves around podcasting. Podcasting is where it's at. Podcasting is where it's going to be, even more than a lot of the other mediums, if you would, because people are listening to podcasts in record numbers. And so therefore, there's no reason, and I mean zero reason, why you don't have your own podcast, whether it be just a generic retirement one or a financial services one or a financial strategist one. There's no reason, zero, why you personally don't have a podcast, especially do it big time. The big boy in the podcast world is Apple, by far. Apple is the place to be, and you can syndicate your podcast through Apple. And I'm just happy to report that Jefflin has done just that. She's taken it the distance. She did it the right way, and she's now with Apple, which is, oh shoot, no, I think I paused it. Sorry. Hold on, please. Did not mean to do that. And so anyway, she is with Apple. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to share with you here, you can see her listing in the actual podcast central for Apple. You can see it right there. You can subscribe to her channel, at least to get some ideas, at least to get an idea of what you can do. And the beauty about our business is that you can do exactly what she's doing, but as long as it's your voice, you're going to be seen as the expert, if you would. And so I really just want to take a moment to commend her and congratulate her on a job very well done. And her podcast is called I'm Your Agent Podcast. So if you put it all together, I'm Your Agent Podcast, just one single swoop, go to Apple Podcast and search it just like that all together, and you'll see her pop up. You'll hit the subscribe button and you get notified. And so the reason that you want to do that is that's what you're going to ask your actual clients, your followers to do. So you want to make sure that you do that as well. So I just want to commend her for a job well done. And as you can see, she's got various different episodes already, if you would, different titles and everything. You can see one right there. I'm Your Agent with Mark Bierman, which is small business. And the guy's making $1 million a year. He probably knows a thing or two about marketing to businesses. So it would behoove you to listen to it. Then I did one. I recorded one with her a while back. I'm Your Agent with me on police and law enforcement. So if you want to catch, like, what is it with law enforcement? What are the triggers? Why do law enforcement personnel love the IUL? Why should they love the IUL, and so on? Listen to that one. And it just continues. She's got a few more and more coming. And so this is a must for everyone. And I do mean everyone to listen to it, subscribe to, and commend her when next time you see her as well. So I just wanted to take a moment to do that. If you want a shortcut and you have the Apple or device, this is the QR code right there that's going to take you directly to her podcast on Apple. Now, you can syndicate this on other platforms, and I don't know if she did, but Apple is the most important one of all. And so that's why I'm asking everybody to do yourself a favor. And what I'm going to do now, I just went ahead and sent you via the chat the link that I have on the screen. So either take out your phone right now and aim your camera at the QR code, or just simply go ahead and click on the link I sent you via chat, subscribe to her channel. I'll say it again, subscribe to her channel. Don't get caught up in the dark ages where all you do is just, what you think you can do, and it ends up not being enough. We want everybody to go ahead and make a lot. And I do mean, I want everybody to be successful, make the money that you deserve. And I would not use the word easy, because nothing is easy, but I will tell you that it's definitely doable. It's simple. They're simple steps that if you take them, you're going to get the same result. I just saw Jefflin walk in the room, and Jefflin, I was just taking a moment to congratulate you on a job well done with your podcast. I was showing everybody the link to subscribe to your podcast, and just a job well done. So congratulations, Jefflin. You have no clue how big of a deal this is. And this is what it's all about, elevating your stock. The most important question that you can ever ask somebody, and you'll have to answer, is what makes you unique? What makes you different? And there's nothing better than your, let's just say, reputation preceding you, where they see you as an expert in a specific field. And so therefore, you don't have to answer that, because they already are with you for a reason, versus everybody else having to struggle to just make things happen as it relates to that. So again, use the QR code that you see in front of you with your phone, or just simply, I sent everybody the link via chat. Click on it, subscribe to her channel, so that you can go ahead and stay on top of everything else that's against. I can't tell you how proud I am of Jefflin for a job well done. And this is something that everybody, and I do mean every single body on this webinar and viewing me on YouTube and Facebook, should be doing. If you don't have your own podcast, you're going to be very limited, because again, you're only going to be limited to the people you can directly touch. And then you have to lay down the foundation of trust, of expertise. It takes too long. It takes too long. Whereas this thing precedes you when you can say that, listen, I have a podcast, so you can listen to it, and so on. And I think one of the best things she did was to keep it to about 10 minutes. I ran my mouth for a little too long. I went 12 minutes, but everybody's almost at 10 minutes. That's perfect, because everybody, and I do mean every single body, can do that. Everybody can do that. And so anyways, let's continue. Congratulations, Jefflin, on a job well done. Also, I want to thank this gentleman, Mr. Michael Hatter. I don't even think that's him. This guy looks too young. But anyways, I guess it is Michael Hatter. I wanted to commend him and congratulate him as well. I believe he's $6,000 away from his second diamond, or $200,000. And I remind you that we are in a pandemic. A lot of people using that as a reason as to why they're not breaking records cash flow wise. Well, we got a lot of people that are making it happen. He's leveraging, I'm not going to get into too many details, but he's leveraging, like his team, they're all leveraging one of the key components we spoke about a while back, which was email marketing. And here he is about to earn his second diamond, and there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to hit this before the end of the year, not sooner. And again, we've trained on podcasts. Some took it, some did not. We've trained on how to market via email. Some took it, some did not. And it is what it is. But I just really want to thank him for everything. The last couple of months have been really hectic, as you all know, in my personal life, so I haven't been able to stay in touch with everybody like I usually do, but everything is settling down for the most part. And the reason that what Jefflin is doing, what Mr. Hatter is doing, the reason this is so important, by the way, it's because everything that you see here, that the same people that are struggling because of the pandemic, this is going to stay around till at least next year, minimum. And so unless you intend to starve for the next year and a half, you got to get on the ball with what's working for so many people. And yet we have, as always, the haves, the have-nots, the wish-mores, the have-mores. But you got to position yourself to succeed and position yourself to win in order to do that. So congratulations, Mr. Hatter. Let's knock that second diamond out and on to the third. Now, what I have here in front of me is the exact same presentation that I went ahead and I presented this past Saturday during the virtual conference that FFS held. And so I'm not going to go into the whole thing, because I want to stop and harp on one or two major points, and we can go ahead and take it from there. Like I said, coronavirus is here. It's not going to go away. Even if every limitation that we have right now was lifted tomorrow, people are terrified. The way we are doing business and the way business is being closed is going to be the new way of doing business for a long time. We will never go back to the way things were 100%. Some people are just simply too terrified. And so therefore, you have to learn how to leverage the power of the tools that we've been giving you. Like I just gave you a few examples. I can give you a lot more. But if you don't leverage them, you're going to stay behind. I'm never afraid to tell people that more than likely they're not going to make it, because they're not. And the one thing that you will know about me, you should know about me, is I don't deal in false hope. If you're doing the right thing, I'm going to let you know. And if you're not, I'm going to let you know. for no other reason that I don't believe in false hope. I mean, let's be honest, the odds are against us when we go into business for ourselves. So we should be humbled by that. And so therefore the question should always be, what do I need to be doing right now to succeed? So having said that, let's get into the presentation. The first key that I want to talk to you about, that I want to stress to everybody, is the fact that you should never ask your team to do anything you are not currently doing yourself. And so the most important thing this applies to is for anybody that has a team of one. If you have a team of 1 or 2, this is for you. If you have a team of 100, it still applies to you. But the smaller your team, the more important this becomes. And so what that means is that don't go around asking anybody to do anything that you're not currently doing. Jefflin has that moral authority with her team. Mr. Hatter has the moral authority. A lot of you have the moral authority. So we want to make sure that as many people as possible, if you would, have that moral authority. And most importantly, the knowledge. And I can tell you right now that, let me back up a little bit. I can tell you right now, guys, this is so annoying. Hold on. I'm so sorry. People just keep coming in at the last minute. This is, like I said, next starting, and I'll say it again, just 1 second. People are going to get upset, and that's fine. Hold on. All right. So like I said, for those of you that just walked in late right now, do me a favor and get on the webinar. Oh, there's another one. On time. Make sure you get on the webinar on time. This is the last day that we let people this late into the webinar because it's very distracting. I gotta find the damn PowerPoint. Hold on. Every time somebody comes in, Zoom, just so you know, change their security settings. And the reason they change their security settings now, you have to admit every person one at a time. And I'm trying to work with them to allow me to go back to the old way. If people just walk in whenever they wanted to, but because of security reasons, they don't let you do that. So moving forward, if it's after 9:03, just don't try to log in. You're not going to get in. It's very, very simple, very annoying, and very distracting. So like I was saying, don't ask your team to do anything you're not currently doing yourself. And that applies to everything. I'm not recruiting anybody right now. I have a few new recruits that I don't want because I don't have anything for them to do until they learn the system. And they don't need to have a license to run the system. So the way I'm doing it is I'm putting them and I'm running them through their paces, if you would, right now, without a license. Because getting a license is the worst thing you can do in our business, just so you know, until you know for a fact you are going to be productive when it comes to marketing. Otherwise, you end up with a bunch of licensed people spending money on E&O and upset and this and that with no income. That's not a team. They bring nothing to the table. We want to run them through their paces to make sure that they understand what it's going to take for them to win. Number 2 is to learn and teach your team the required technologies of today. And that is so important because, again, the most basic of them is Zoom. To learn how to Zoom, the background. We gave everybody, by the way, the background. People ask me all the time, well, where can I get my background for FFS or for whatever the case might be? And the answer is, well, no, we gave everybody the actual files. And so if I want to come in here, let's just say, and I'm doing the FFS, if that's what I want, well, I just fired it up right now. You're going to see it in just 1 second. You can do just that. It's not that difficult, but we do need to train our people on the technologies of today. Texting is where it's at. I'm telling you right now, one of the things that I owe whatever success I have right now in the personal and base shop is because of texting. Like right now, we had 3 people, and one of them was my dummy account that I used to monitor myself on. So we had 2 people on the webinar. I sent out the text message, and all of a sudden, everybody and their mother joined it because of the text. People, I'm telling you right now, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. You have to understand that if not for that text, for a lot of people, they would have just forgotten about the webinar. Hell, they got here late, as we can tell, but at least they're here. But starting next week, like I said, if it's after 9:03, just hang up, because we can't stop the PowerPoint to log in, to let everybody in. We can't do that. It's not that difficult. Just do that, please. And so anyways, so the technologies of today are here to stay, and it's important that you understand them. Now, here's where I want to just stop today. And I really want to just harp on this one because this is the last slide we're going to talk about. And this is, in my opinion, what's going to make or break you in this new virtual world. And that is you must master and teach your team the art of inviting to virtual events. What does that mean? I'm holding a webinar every week on Wednesday, and I'm holding another one on Thursday. One of them is for adult clients, potential clients, and the other one is for children or babies or whatever, minors basically. And every week, the people that I'm inviting to it, they know that their ticket in. It's not them showing up. We don't need more agents showing up to these things. We need to teach our team how to invite to these virtual events. When we were doing the whole office meetings type of thing in person, I always said that the only way to guarantee your guests will show up is by picking him or her up. You pick them up, drive them to the office, they see the presentation, you throw them back in the car, and take them home. That's the only way you can guarantee that they're going to actually attend. Well, that doesn't work today. You can't. You don't want to go pick somebody up to bring to your house to watch a Zoom presentation. So the question is, how do we do it? How do we invite people? And that's the one thing you need to master, and you need to teach your team, whether it be a team of one, just you, or a team of 1,000. You have to learn the art of inviting to virtual events. What's one of the ways? Now, this is when I'm going to open it up for those that are hopefully going to participate here, either chat or unmute yourself, because you are able to unmute yourself. How do we do that? How can we invite? That's hard, just so you know. It's very hard. Virtual events are very difficult because you're usually competing for their attention with people and things that matter more than you. If you invite me to a webinar to check out this great opportunity or something for my baby or my grandbaby, and I'm like right now, Marcella was just telling me she just got a few, literally 2-3 hours of sleep because she's with my daughter and the newborn, and they're not sleeping. And so if you think you're going to get them on a webinar right now and win, it's going to be very difficult, but not impossible. So how do we do it? How do we invite people to virtual events? Anybody?
You have to incentivize them with something that they perceive as valuable.
Perfect. Okay, incentive. That's a big one. That is the biggest thing I have, by the way. Incentivize it. What else? And we'll make it really easy because Anthony just gave it away, which is good. He got the right answer. We have to incentivize it. How do we incentivize it? And somebody else, how do we incentivize it? What the hell does Anthony mean by that? Anybody?
You give them something for free.
I mean, and now we're going to get specific. What are we talking about specifically?
You give them something for free that they receive after the event. You show them what it is before. Something
like what? Let's be specific. Like what? What can we?
Like for instance, the folder that you made, or the.
Oh, that's a really good one. The binder.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you. And I want to start by thanking everybody for the feedback. Unbelievable, the feedback I've been getting from some of you about how it triggered certain things that, if not for the binder, they never would have known they had or didn't have. A lot of expired policies type of stories, a lot of policies they didn't know they had. I mean, just a lot of different things that I want to thank you for sharing with me. I wish we could put it all together into a presentation or something like that as well. Anybody else, please? What else? So the binder's a big, now if you don't have a binder, I don't know what to tell you. We do have a special one coming out. And the nice thing about it is it's going to be only for those that are working or were working the police campaign. It's actually the police cover. It's how to bulletproof your financial future, the binder. And it's got the bullet holes on it. It's really, really nice. I've tried it out with a bunch of cops, and every single time has been just off the chain. Incredible feedback because of the stupid bullet holes on it. They like it. And so that's another way to customize it. Customize it to the audience, which is the same binder, just different cover. So if you are and have worked the police campaign, submitted business, we're going to get one in your hands. And the best part is going to be no charge, because it'll be just because you have the other binder, you're going to get this one as well. And again, only for those that are actually working it, not the ones that want to work it, but the ones that are actually working it, especially in this new age. So what else? What else?
If you have access to Boost, maybe a restaurant voucher.
Ah, there you go. That's a really, really good one. And for those that don't know, thank you, Anthony. For those that don't know, once you sign up for the Marketing Boost, which is the certificates that we talk about, we always talk about vacation certificates, which is true. But there's also two other elements that come with that membership for the same price, by the way. One of them is you get, now I don't know if anybody here remembers, but we used to have what's called the entertainment coupon book for fundraisers. It was like a really thick book. It had a plastic card, like a membership card, and it gave you discounts at restaurants. Most of them were 2 for 1 or 20% off the bill or whatever, whatever the case might be. If you have that membership, you can give that away virtually to people. And I was sitting at a restaurant, this is a long time ago, over a year ago, with George and Monica and Marcella and myself, and I was explaining to him, like, look, you have the membership. Why don't you start leveraging it's called Dining Advantage. Why don't you go ahead and do that? And I explained to him how it worked, and we were, again, at an Italian restaurant. He goes, do you think this restaurant's on it? Because it was more of a mom and pop's Italian restaurant. And I go, I don't know. So I broke out my my phone, and when I broke out my phone, I just simply went ahead and hit the find me location. And once I did that, lo and behold, it was on the restaurant and it had 50% off your bill. So I was like, well, damn, thanks for bringing it up. 50% off the whole bill just by showing them my phone. You can give that away when you have the actual membership to your potential attendees. And it's pretty cool. And the best part, it costs you nothing outside of your membership and not doing nothing. So the restaurants, dining advantage. And for those that are here, well, that's obviously why you're here to learn. Let me do this. Let me just do this. I'm going to go ahead and share this with you. Let me pull this up, okay? And so what I'm going to do, is I'm going to go ahead and mirror my phone. But this is another skill everybody needs to make sure you do, because sometimes you have to mirror your own phone onto a webinar, which is pretty simple to do. This is my phone. Yeah, you can see my phone. So I'm just going to type in dining, and there it is. That's the logo, Dining Advantage. We'll click on that, and that's by a company called Entertainment. It used to be called Entertainment 95 and Entertainment 99 the year, and so on and so on and so on. And so it'll just simply find you. And again, it could be a free this or a free appetizer or 50% off, 20% off, whatever you're looking for, it just simply does it. So I'm just going to click on view offers. And oh, here it is. $5 off 25% or more. Cool. And you can go in here and again, look for fine dining, quick dining, and everything in between. Let's see. Here's one of the restaurants right here. So I'm going to look at the offer right here. 25% off the total bill. I mean, damn, that's not bad. And so the point of it is you can assign this and you can give away. I can sit here and give one of these to every one of you for free. And it would cost me absolutely nothing. So that's the dining advantage, or entertainment is what I call it, because that's the name of the book. It used to be Entertainment. Do that. Show up on a webinar, receive that for free. Incredible. Anybody else? What else can we do? What else do we have in your arsenal? Come on. Anybody? I mean, please, anybody. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, this is our business. Just so you know, this is going to determine, now I don't know the exact number, but I can tell you that for a good portion of the people that are in our industry are going to be dead by next summer. They're out of the business to starve to death. I don't want to be part of that percentage. It's going to be a very large number. We already are seeing it, and it's going to get worse. So if I were you, I would be all over this, because otherwise you're going to join the ranks of those that are going to be washed out. And I don't want anybody to be washed out. Anybody else? What else? Great answers so far, but come on, we got a lot of you here. I guess we're out. Okay. All right. Well, like I said, I mean, there's a lot of different things. And like I said, I'm holding my weekly Wednesday and Thursday night webinars for kids, and I'm holding them for adults. You know, one night's for kids, one night's for adults. And like, for instance, this is one we did last week, and it went extremely well. Today, this is actually from my daughter's fiance. You know, and so he would just put in I think it was not this week, the week before. It says, today I made some moves for baby Jack, which is my grandson, in his future. It's made me feel a lot better knowing I can secure his future financially, especially during these times. I want that same feeling for all my family and friends. If you're interested in something more than just a savings plan for your kids, hit me up.
We're still seeing master and teacher team. Is that what you want us to say?
No. Master teacher team. Hold on. Do you see a picture of a baby?
Yeah, but it's tiny for me. I could be good for other people. I'm on a phone.
Do you guys see that okay? Anybody else? I can just reset it, but I don't want to. Hold on. Okay. Can you guys see the slide okay? There's a picture of a baby.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. It's probably just you, Holly, you might want to flip your phone or something like that.
Yeah, I'll just expand it. Sorry.
Cool, no problem. And so, like I said, and so what I'm getting at here is something as simple as this. And then it says, I'm working on setting up a Zoom meeting for anybody that's interested. We'll be doing a trip to Vegas for everyone who joins me. And it was really ironic because somebody so he put this, posted this on Instagram. You know, young guys and young gals, I guess you could say, for a young person, Instagram's where it's at. For old people, it's Facebook, if you would. But anyways, I don't care. The point I'm saying is that the whole purpose of me doing this is to tap root into the people that I would never have met. And so we did this. I got one call. One in person actually came up to me and said, hey, so-and-so saying that you're going to host a webinar and that we're going to get a Vegas vacation. Is that true? And my answer was, well, it is true as long as you stay to the end of the webinar. Otherwise, it's not true. Okay, well, how does it work? And I go, look, I'm not going to give you the whole rundown, but it's quite simple. You get to pay for your transportation to and from Vegas, and you pay your hotel taxes, and that's pretty much it. All right, and sure enough, they made it to the webinar, and what was really cool about it, we ended up with 3 children IULs and one adult IUL for $400 a month. So if you do the math, 4, 5, 6, that's 700, which is 7,000 of target premium. With one, it was supposed to be 30 minutes, but it was so well because they started asking questions. It ended up being 1 hour, and 7,000 of target premium. We're at 50%, $3,500 for the week with one night. And then the question, of course, is what the hell are you doing with the rest of your time? I mean, we should be doing multiple of these. And so I'm doing my weekly one. And the reason that it's private is because, like I said, I'm not into people just seeing what I'm doing. I'll help you. I'll put one together for you and your guest if you want to do that, because you're going to have to master the art of inviting. And no matter how good of a show you see me put on, it means nothing to you if you cannot get to invite people to your event. Very simple. So that's why I do it that way. Now, if somebody here wants to do that, I'll do one. Do a workshop for you, whether it be for kids or adults. Invite your people. Learn to use Instagram. Learn to use Facebook. Again, learn to do what I'm showing you right now, which is simply entice them. People said the binder? Absolutely. The trips? Great, great, great incentive. You want to do, don't do it all, but binder this week. We do the dining advantage the following week. We do a vacation depending on your people. Nowadays, we went from having literally 6 destinations to 124. So I don't care if you're in Florida, if you're in New York, or if you're in California, we've got something close that people are going to drive to. They don't want to fly. People don't want to fly anywhere right now, but they'll drive to Vegas. We have Yosemite now. We have, you name it. And so it's that simple. It's that simple. It's never easy. And the reason it's never easy is because we're human and we love to complicate the hell out of things. That's why it's not easy. It's simple. Invite your friends. Give me a date. Give me a time. Start dialing away. Start posting away. Start emailing away. Start texting away. And let them know, like, listen, I came across something that, man, I wish I would have heard about when my kids were young like yours. All I'm saying is it would be in your best interest to at least hear it out. It's only 30 minutes from your home. And here's the best part. At the end of the presentation, you're going to receive a free 4-day, 3-night stay in Las Vegas. Free. And it's going to be on the Strip just for attending the webinar. And so that's is it that hard? Anybody? Is that difficult at all? Just say aye.
No,
anybody?
simple.
No, it's not.
So why will we not do that? Why? I mean, seriously, would you agree that this is something we would probably be doing? Let's just call it once a week.
Yeah, there's no reason not to do it.
And just so you know, my soon-to-be son-in-law, which is Ricky, the guy that posted this for his son, he works a service truck, and the whole time I was telling him, Ricky, you're not going to have to do anything. I'll do the heavy lifting for you. So before you give me a reason, excuse, or anything as to why that I'm going to call bull, just book it. And so he was calling me from his truck saying, hey, man, I'm not going to make it on my way home on time for the webinar, but I texted everybody, and I'm like, dude, just relax. I got you, man. You're going to get credit for everything. You're not even going to be in the damn thing. And sure enough, he couldn't make it on it. I told him, just drive slowly, take care of yourself, let me handle it for you. And we ended up with $7,000 of target premium. And he wasn't even on the damn thing, by the way. So, again, and this is in the middle of, I don't have to tell you all the stuff that's going on. Everything's finally calming down. my father died, as you guys know. A new baby was born, as you guys know. It was a difficult pregnancy, as some of you know. All the stuff was going on. We got construction here at the house that's finally putting in a stupid pool that's going to come to an end. Everything that this house had, from windows, just worst time to do everything, by the way, for everything to happen. But at the end of the day, if there's one thing I've learned in my 48 years on this earth, is that you got to keep the main thing the main thing. And the main thing is that at the end of the month, the bills are going to start coming in. At the first, they're all due. And I don't want to be broke. I don't do broke too well. And so therefore, I can afford 30 minutes. I can afford 30 minutes in the hell of a hectic week. I can afford it. I'm sure you can too. I don't care how. That's the whole thing. I'm not going to disrespect anybody. But when we talk about accountability partners, I always say, you don't want me to be your accountability partner. Because if you're looking for a shoulder to cry on, keep moving to the next guy. Because that's not me. I like to win. I like to win every single time. And the only way I do that is by making sure that whether my father died or not, whether my brothers had COVID, whether this, and everything's been happening. Sure, we address that, but we also have to carve out some time to generate results. And so, like I said, so that's one thing. Get people. People right now texting me. They want to be at the next one. The next one will be the one you put on, and I'll be there to help you. I'm telling you, I will be there to help you via Zoom. I will give you the templates. I will give you everything. You just need to put it together. For God's sakes, if you can't do that, well then, I don't know what else to tell you. Any questions about this part right here? Because this is as far as I'm going to take it. Anybody? People are taking the best thing that could have happened to them, which was to force the population to come into this whole virtual world thing, and we're flushing it down the toilet by not leveraging it. What a shame. What a shame. And so my challenge to everybody, the one thing that, let's just say Jeff Lynn, and the same thing that, let's just say Mr. Hatter and George or Danielle, the one thing that these great people have in common is they're taking action in spite of the environment that they're in. I can easily tell you and spook you how bad things are and how this bad this is, that is. I can do that, but I'm not going to do it. I'll show you one last thing before I come back to this to wrap it up. And this is the final thing I want to show you, because I'm not going to cover the rest of the pointers until next week. But here's what I wanted to show you. So let me pull it up real quick and bear with me. And so it's amazing. Let's see, here you go. Oh, there it is. Here it is. And so let me just put it up on the screen so you can see it. It's just one post I want to share with you. That's it. Here it is. Let me just get to it, and we're going to wrap it up. Here's a post that you'll see here on your screen in just 1 second from George. Now, I don't have to tell you, George, and I wish, no, I don't wish. I wish, I kind of wish I could show you the, hold on. I wish I could kind of show you the income that we have for our team. I didn't ask anybody's permission, so I'm not going to do that. Unbelievable. And the common denominator is that those that are killing it right now, and I'm doing killing it, are the ones that understand the simplicity behind success, which is just to take action. So here's George. It says, meet Lucas, my youngest client to date. His proud parents have set him up not only for future college funding, but also secured his retirement and protection through my services. I love setting up a child's future. This is my passion and my legacy, as this will positively impact him and future generations to come. If you're someone you know is interested in doing the same, please let me know in the comments below. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And this is the stuff we live by. I'm waiting for my grandson, which is, I can't tell you how happy like every grandparent is, but that's not enough. I want to secure his financial future and leave nothing to chance. And so I have to wait. The countdown, as we say, has begun. And we have to wait 14 days for him to be 14 days old. And then we go ahead and issue him his IUL, pre-funded for 1 year with $1,200. And then at his birthday every year, another $1,200, just like my other baby. And there's another success story that I can show people how doable it is as well. And so low-hanging fruit are kids' IULs. They don't pay all the money in the world, but they pay good, by the way, for what you do. Yes, pay very, very well. I've got personally, 3 more to submit, hopefully this weekend. And also, I don't know if he's on it, but our good friend, Officer, Avalar. Let me see, I just got another text, but I can't get it. Was for Hobson. And so then we're talking about Mr. Officer Avalar. I don't know if he's on or not, but, you know, I know he's submitting another one. We just got 3 to submit.
Yeah, I'm here, Javier.
Yeah, how are you, sir? Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. And I apologize for you. I don't like to leave people hanging, but it's like I told you what was going on with my daughter. But I know that both of your sisters are getting one. It's done. We just have to submit them. Part of the reason, by the way, that I didn't submit those more because now that Officer Avalar has his own code number, we want it to be under his code so he can get paid direct deposit and not have to mess around with taxes. But I wanted to commend you. We did. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're one of the guys that I've been working with every week, meaning that you had yours, I think, 2 weeks ago or whatever it was. And, you know, he invited who? Well, his friends and family, which was primarily his sisters. They are both getting one. Now, both of the parents, the moms, both have an IUL, adult already. And then now they're getting one for their new baby. So there's 2. Plus, Avalar has a new client, which is his son, newborn son, as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that the case? Oh, I'm sorry. Avalar?
Yeah, I'm here.
And how hard was it? And I'm saying this, I'm not oversimplifying it. I don't want to complicate it. How hard was it for me to just tell you, invite them, let me talk, and just learn?
It was pretty easy. It was very informational for me too because I was part of the Zoom. But yeah, I mean, it was just very simple terms, and my sisters are very visual. So when I tried to explain to them, I didn't want to, mess it up. So when you were explaining, it made all the sense in the world, and they were like, "Man, I don't even want to hear it anymore. When can I sign up?" So they were pretty happy, and both of them said something, very interesting, which was, "I wish my parents would have done this for me, and we would have been set up."
Very, very true. And I will tell you that your sisters are the first time ever somebody has shut me up during my webinar to say, "Okay, can you just shut up? Just like submit it. How do we do this? Let's just do it." And it was pretty funny because, like you said, it's just a no-brainer. And so what I'm telling you, what I'm offering all of you this week and the following week, and that's it, the opportunity to get with me. Let's set up a date and time for just you. And so, no, you can't come check out one of my other webinars. One of the things that I do is I always record it, and I always send it to the people, like Avalar's family. I sent them the recording of the presentation to reinforce it. And it's weird to have other people on the webinar because we want to really have that private environment, if you would. And so, again, if you want to see how this works, book it, invite. I will give the vacation certificates to all the attendees if we go with the vacation. If you're local, Vegas works like a charm. And then on top of that, like I said, if we want to do the dining advantage or anything else, we can do that as well. But for the most part, it's as simple as you just simply doing that. And I'll do it for you this week or next week, and that's it. I can't go beyond that. Virtual, obviously. So go ahead and do that as well. Hold on, we got the background noise. Don't worry about that. I'm going to mute everybody. Don't worry about it. But thank you, Officer Avalar. I really appreciate that. And let me just go ahead and continue with this. So like I said, what I'm going to do is your responsibility is very simple, and that is to invite like you've never invited before. And I'm not talking about some cheesy call your family and say, "Hey, you might want to get on this." No, you're going to call them and say, "Hey, can you do me a favor? Just make sure you get on this webinar this coming week at 6 p.m. because I want to run something by you. It is a private event for just us." And the best part is the gentleman that does this, he's a master at this. It's just incredible. And I just want you to listen to him and give me your thoughts. I don't care. Nothing will be sold. I just want you to give me your feedback. And for your time, by the way, you're going to get a vacation for 4 days, 3 nights in Las Vegas, literally, just for attending and staying till the end. Now, if you cannot do that and invite, and most importantly, confirm, and then on top of that, remind them. And I'll go over this with everybody that wants to be a part of this. But no, you're not going to come to somebody else's presentation. You're not going to be a fly on the wall. You're not going to be a guest at the webinar. You're not going to be an observer. We don't need that. There's nothing. You don't believe me? I mean, let's not overcomplicate the obvious and the simple. Let's just go out there, come up with the date, come up with the time, and we knock it out. Very, very simple. And like I said, I can only do this week. Next week, we're still in the middle of a bunch of stuff with the baby and all this other stuff, but I'm making the time. I haven't stopped working, just so you know. I haven't stopped working at all. Any questions about that before we wrap it up? Because I got to get going. Let me just see. You can just unmute yourself, by the way. Any questions, comments? Let me see. No chat, no nothing. All right, well, I'm not going to make this longer than I have to, but I will tell you that at this point, I just want to emphasize how important it is for all of us to collectively come together and do our part to leave nothing to chance. These can be the best times of your financial life and your business life, or it will be the worst. A lot of people are going for the worst. It's been sitting in the closet for 6 months. I haven't opened it. I just muted. I think it was Patricia. All right, any questions from anybody before we wrap it up? All right, well, I'm not going to make this longer. I just want to say thank you for all that you do. Please don't miss this opportunity. People say that times are tough. Well, duh, they're always tough. And I will tell you that, as Winston Churchill once said, don't ever let a good crisis go to waste. This is the time that has opened up people's minds like never before, and this is the ideal time for you to make your move. I'm making that offer to every single one of you that's on this webinar right now. And if you want to take me up on that, either text me, and I'll send you a link to schedule your date and time for your webinar. All I ask is that you treat it like what it is, a very serious subject, and then you invite like never before. And I'll do the heavy lifting for you. I will present for you. I will give away the vacations for you. You just have to bring people to the table. And this business, by the way, is about how well you can mobilize people to either live events, virtual events, any event. And I don't think it's going to get much simpler than that. Again, text me. All of you here have my information. Thank you for everybody that says
Javier. What happens if you get inundated now? Now that we're all excited, we're going to send it out to every one of our friends and family. What's going to happen to you?
That's good. I mean, that's a good problem to have. That's the way we should be doing it all the time. And the answer is because it's virtual, just we bill it as a 30-minute event, and I book them back-to-back 1 hour. So I will send everybody the link. Not everybody, but those that send me a text, the link. And all you do is you just click on a date and time. And if the date and time is available, I'm available. And if it's not, it's not.
Okay,
I'll
good.
make it really easy on everybody, and I'll be okay. That's the one thing I will tell you. Before, when I did we call it a HOP Blitz, Home Opportunity Presentation Blitz, I could do 1, maybe 2 a day on Saturdays. Now I can knock out 6 in a day. Like it's nothing. So
wow, that's fantastic.
Evening or anything else, don't worry about it. If it's available, make it happen. If you don't book right away, if you don't text me right away, and you end up with Monday at 2 p.m. type of thing, well, then just book it sooner or make it happen. It's 30 minutes. Zoom meetings take place on phones. They can literally be at work because a lot of people that are at work are just kind of on their phones anyways. So, take advantage of it. So if you want to text me, all of you have my phone number, my cell phone number, and I'll send you the link. Book it. And I'll be there. I will do all the heavy lifting for you, and it will start the motion, put the wheel in motion to give you the success that you deserve.
What's the age group that's the highest?
It doesn't matter. I just did one. The one that I did ended up with a $400 a month adult. We ended up with 2 babies, and one of them was for 14 years old. But the mom said clearly, I understand this is not going to be maybe for college, but I want to help my daughter buy that first home. And so So there's 2 that I do. One's for minors, one's for adults. Let's just keep it like that.
I mean, adults. What's your highest age?
It doesn't matter if somebody's in their 50s, their 60s, or later. They're going to do this primarily for legacy money versus income. If they're 60 years old and they want to retire at 65, it's not going to serve that purpose. But if they see the value of leaving either living benefits for themselves or a legacy money for their children, grandchildren, church, or charity, I present it to them either way. So don't worry about that.
Okay. Thanks, Javier.
All righty, guys. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Text me. Anybody here not have my cell phone number, which I think is impossible. Everybody has. Anybody at all. Well, I just want to make sure everybody here has it. So if not, talk to your upline. They'll give it to you, but nobody's requesting it. So just go ahead and text me, and I'll send you the link as well. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for all that you do.